So you've built a website for a client in Framer, and now it's time to press publish. You want to hand off the project to the client so they can have full ownership. However, suddenly they're constantly breaking things and they're calling you with lots of questions. And you just signed up for a customer support role. Don't worry, I've been there too. In this video, I'm going to break down my exact process when handing over a client site in Framer so you can have a hassle-free experience. Let's go. So we'll break down handing off a Framer project to a client in 3 parts. 1, we'll cover what to do before you hand the site off. We'll call this the preparation. Next, we'll talk about the handoff itself and giving the keys to the client. And lastly, I'll show you what you need to do once the site is live on the internet. So let's actually start with the preparation. Now, there's a few things I want to mention. Number 1, most important, back up the project. Before you kind of give them the keys to the project, just have a simple backup, just remix the project, go into Framer, go to the Framer icon, go file and go duplicate. Again, this is just for you. This is a local version for you, just in case something goes horribly wrong. You just have the peace of mind that, hey, if something bad happens, it doesn't matter because I have the original backup. So just before you hand it off, make sure you have a backup. The next thing I'll note is you should always organize your projects. So when you actually go and deliver that project, make sure that your layers are named correctly. Make sure you're using color styles. If you go into assets, you can see that all your text colors, your color styles, your link styles, all that is here. Just make this as clean as possible. Now, I also recommend running an optimization test. So when you go to publish, you see that you might get an optimization warning. So when you actually click into that, it'll give you some information. Try to get this to the point where it's fully clear. There's also some extra sites out there you can do to test things like performance. Lighthouse Score is a really good example of that. I think you should just do a quick optimization test just to make sure that everything is as perfect as it can be before you kind of give them the keys. Now, often, especially when you design in Framer as well, you might have unused assets or things that you might just be playing around with. Try to delete them and keep everything as clear as possible. Essentially, it's like giving a new car to a client. You want to kind of put the pretty bow on it. You want to make sure it's really clean, it's been washed, it's got a full tank of fuel, which, in this economy, but we really want to make sure that the project is as clean as possible for the new owners to come in and actually feel like it's their new home. Now, the last thing I'll kind of point here in terms of preparation is to set really clear expectations in terms of what the next steps are. Now, I used to run into this trap a lot early in my sort of freelance career where we would kind of just roll out the site and then everything looked good, but then nothing else really happened, or there was no alignment in terms of what the next steps need to be. And I think especially when you're kind of giving the keys and the permissions over to the clients, you really want to be clear in terms of like what their role is and what your role is in the next steps of the actual website. Because otherwise, you kind of get this scope creep coming in. They get a lot of questions. There's lots of things that they want to tweak. And then suddenly you play that customer support person when you don't necessarily want to be that for a long period of time. So let's actually move on and talk about the handoff itself. So when you're actually ready to do the project transfer. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do this in Framer. The most basic way is to go to File and copy a remix link, and then basically they duplicate that project. Now, this is great and all, but especially if you have like integrations, maybe you've connected the domain for them, this is still going to potentially break a few things because instead of giving them the actual project itself, you're kind of just making them duplicate a template of that project. So the best way to actually do a project transfer in Framer is to go to the project, go to Framer, go to File, and then go Transfer Project and actually send them the domain. Now, I also recommend, if possible, to add yourself as an editor, just so you still have access to that project for a period of time. And again, maybe you're charging some sort of like retaining service for that client where you're kind of doing monthly maintenance or something like that. You obviously want to be on the project, but basically by doing a proper transfer project, you're kind of giving the actual project, the actual main production project, to the client itself. So everything's going to be remained as is. Now, other things to think about is actually handing over third-party credentials. So if you've bought the domain for them, maybe you're using Google Analytics, maybe you've got some integrations and things like that connected to this project, you just want to make sure that you've actually ticked off kind of giving them the logins and everything like that for anything that's third-party related. Now, another highly big recommendation from me is to actually record a video explaining how to edit the page. So one of the really great things about Framer is when they're logged into their Framer account and they actually view their actual website, they'll kind of get this little pen icon on the live site. And basically, this is the live editor in Framer where it essentially detects what content you can edit without even touching the Framer canvas. Now, I love this for clients because it means they don't have to get technically up to speed on Framer, and you can just give them a really nice and easy interface to update content dynamically on the website without actually opening the Framer editor. And then when you press on finish changes, all those changes actually get sent back to Framer so they can be reviewed before they're actually pressed publish. So I would record a quick 5-minute video explaining that to them, but I would also record a video on how to use the canvas as well as, say, the CMS. Because the reality is they're going to be in here, they've got the keys, they'll want to update things that they can't just quickly do on the live site edits. So it is very important that you actually give an explanation to how they should use Framer and also how they shouldn't use Framer as well. Because otherwise they're going to break things, they're going to do things that cause responsiveness issues and so on. So just having really clear guides in terms of how Framer works for their specific project is actually really critical. So education is such a big thing. Now, also practically from a project perspective, there's 2 extra things that you really want to be doing during this phase. One is you want to get sign off in writing to be like, hey, we're happy with the website. We're happy to take it over. You've done your job. Because otherwise you might get scope creep and all these other things coming in. So actually just having really clear communication channels of, hey, I've done my job now, and now it's your turn to do yours. That's super important when it comes to any sort of client project. And my other recommendation is that you actually get paid first before handing off the keys. Now, if you've watched a few of my other videos, you know I like to charge in milestones. So for example, you might break the project down into design, development, and handover. And each one of those phases is a milestone where you actually get paid. So before you actually give them the keys and basically the license to the entire website, just make sure that they actually pay your final invoice first. And then that's almost a requirement to be able to transfer the project. This does 2 things. One, it keeps things super transparent and fair to you as the provider of the service. But secondly, you're actually going to get that invoice paid a lot sooner because they have FOMO about getting their website on the internet. Otherwise, and I'm sure we've all been there, you send an invoice to a client, a month later, they still haven't paid it, it's gone out of their minds, and they're in no rush to pay it because they really don't have a need to. However, if you kind of give them a reason to pay it sooner, then they absolutely will. Okay, so the third phase of handing over a project in Framer is the post-launch. So you've given them the education, you've given them the keys, and the site is now live on the internet. There's still a couple of things you should do once the website is live out into the world. Number 1 is to verify Google is actually indexing the site. So make sure that everything is working properly, links are working, but also when you go to Google, you can actually find it there because that's obviously really critical for any website to be discovered. Then I would also actually create a portfolio piece around the work if you're happy with it. Even just like sharing your work online. So do a LinkedIn post, maybe a post on X, put it on Contra. Obviously, you might need to ask permission from the client. Normally, they should be fine with it, but just kind of like highlighting that, hey, you've shipped something new and here it is. I think that's just a great extra touch point for not only your previous clients, but also potential clients in the future. Now, this is also the most optimal time to ask for a testimonial. Now, I don't probably have to go into a lot of reasons why social proof is so important, but if you are not collecting high quality testimonials from your clients, you are making a huge mistake. And the best time to do that is when they have peak excitement, which is their brand new website is live on the internet and they're super happy with it. So at this point too, it's the best time to ask for a testimonial. If you can get a video testimonial, that's great, but even a written testimonial is fantastic. And lastly, for yourself, what I actually recommend you do is a bit of a post-mortem. So actually just take 5-10 minutes out of your day once the project's all wrapped and done, and just go, this is what went well, and this is what I'd do differently next time. Because just having that self-reflection in terms of how that project went and what you can do better next time will obviously help you do better next time. And you'll be able to refine your process more and more and actually just make it a lot sharper so you can deliver a better product. And that's my 3-step foolproof guide to handing over a site in Framer to a client. I'd love to know what you think. If you have any additional thoughts, feel free to drop a comment down below. Now, I've actually put together a full client handover checklist, which you can grab for free with the link below as well. And if you want more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel because we're putting out new Framer tutorials every single week. And if you're interested in mastering Framer, like truly mastering it, feel free to check out my Ultimate Framer course. By the way, if you actually want to see more behind the scenes content of actually working with a real client in Framer, we actually create a 4-part full documentary documenting the full process of building a 10K client site in Framer from start to finish. So I'll leave the link to watch that one in the description below. It's completely free and it's on this YouTube channel. But until next time, I'll catch you later.